All right, guys, welcome to our second video of Worldwide Sports Fan Smack Talk, where you as a fan, all of you around the world, whatever sport you like, whatever team you support, hockey, golf, soccer, football, basketball, boxing, wrestling, UFC, NASCAR, every sport, Worldwide Sports Fan Smack Talk is about. The platform is a new platform that has something that no other platform have, where the fans can be more active than ever before. Fans can talk smack to each other, positive smack. Now, we're not supporting something that's going to go in a non-positive way. But people talk smack. I mean, they just do. And sometimes the smack is just like, hey, man, I told you my team was going to win, or I'm pulling for our team. We're going to sweep you guys, and we'll get on the sweep later. We're going to sweep you guys, or no, you guys won't. Then you can call whatever round, whatever game you believe it'll be, 4-2, 4-3. Boxing, whatever, all across the board. And then also we'll have links on this platform where you can actually take your smack talking a little farther and make wages. You can click, the link will take you to a site in Vegas where it's legal to make wages. And California, this state of California has now become legal to make wages. So I remember I was working on that petition, and I'm glad that that went through. For those who feel like, oh, my family member, they gamble too much. Listen, gambling, I don't want to use the word gambling, but making wages or that's not a bad thing. If someone gets out of control with something, that's in them. You should, whenever I go play, I'm not out of control. I just play because I love. But if somebody is an out of control type of being, whatever they do, they're going to be out of control. So that's not an issue with the wages. You can't just shut down the business of people making bets on which team or which fighter they believe. You don't need to shut that out. The being that's having an issue, he need to work on himself and be able to come back and apply himself and have fun and not let some inner thing that takes over him. Anyway, so we're off that. Thank you all for coming into Worldwide Sports Fan Smack Talk, where we talk about all sports. We talk about current topics. And our most current topic today is, oh, by the way, you better get a page. The page is only $10. And you better upload videos where you can say, hey, look, check out my team. My team won. Like Denver Nuggets fans can shoot videos to Lakers fans, and you guys can say, oh, well, Lakers fan may say, well, we'll see what's gonna happen next year. But anyway, you better be active more than ever as a sports fan. You'll also be able to talk to GMs, presidents, vice presidents, asking them why they released the guy. Like one of the things I just saw this week, which I was so very happy to see, and which is why I'm a Chiefs fan. I never was a Chiefs fan, never disliked the Chiefs. But Patrick Mahomes made me a Chiefs fan. He really did. And I don't like to use the word made me. He helped me be a Chiefs fan. So because I could look at Patrick Mahomes and tell, not only is he a great athlete, he's a good guy. Patrick Mahomes went and renegotiated his contract. And he called Jones. He texted me and said, listen, I left some money on the table to make sure your deal goes through. So that means Patrick Mahomes renegotiated his contract to leave some money for Jones to be happy and stay a Chief, because Jones is awesome. Then Patrick Mahomes even texted Jones and said, now reciprocate the same favor to Frank Clark, the Shark. Because after the draft was over, Patrick Mahomes noticed that no one picked up Frank Clark. And the Chiefs shouldn't have cut him anyway. NFL teams stop cutting guys when they're 34 and 35 and 36. If they still putting out really well, let them play until they're 40. When they can't perform at the level that you used to seeing them play, that's when you should call them in the office and say, hey, listen, maybe you like to be a player coach. Don't just cut them. Give them a chance to be a part of the organization. But just cutting people out and not offering them a contract, that's not nice. And this is what fans will be able to say to you GMs and you presidents and vice presidents and owners who are doing this. As a fan, we have a right to ask why you make that decision. We love these players. We support these players. And we love the team that they're winning as. So why would you leave this guy, Frank Clark, unprotected? Now, all you fans who are listening, you'll have a chance to ask that of the GMs so that you can protect and keep your Frank Clark on your Kansas City Chiefs team. And you have that right. But this is the only platform where you can have that communication with a GM, an owner, president, vice president, and then even if a coach make a decision in the game, we're going to ask all these coaches and GMs and presidents and owners and vice presidents to get a page so that they can respond to your request and communicate with you. So if a coach make a decision, I'm gonna always use Pete Carroll because he deserved to be used as an example of what not a coach shouldn't do. Okay, what a coach shouldn't do. That call that Pete Carroll made in the Super Bowl, the fans have a right if he's on the platform to say, why'd you make that call? Because you just gave the Super Bowl to the other team. You had Marshawn Lynch in the backfield, and there was other plays. If you're gonna call a pass play, throw to the corners of the end zone. Former wide receiver, ball go out of bounds. There's no pick, but in the middle. So anyway, we're gonna go and touch on some issues. Thank you all for coming to Worldwide Sports Fan Smack Talk. That you'll see us at different locations, but right now we're here at our main location, and we got this little thing set up so we're trying to show a whole blend of sports: boxing, football, basketball, golf, the Blackhawks. So anyway, and we got Emmitt Smith here as a guest today. Legendary. So again, thank you all for being here. You already know what Worldwide Sports Fan Smack Talk is about. I know I'm talking fast because the recordings go fast. So that way you have an idea what you becoming a part of. But let me tell you something. You will have access and be more active as a fan like never before. You know what I mean? Like never before. You'll be able to talk to the athletes. You'll be able to talk to the owners, GMs, presidents, vice presidents, coaches. And as a fan, we deserve to have that communication. And that's what we have made possible in Worldwide Sports Fan Smack Talk. So thank you for coming aboard. I guess here we have some topics that we're going to talk about.
So starting off would be the Denver and Lakers sweep. Or I should say the Denver sweep of the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Obviously Murray and Jokic led that charge. So, what did you feel about that series? A lot of Lakers fans are very disappointed. LeBron still went out with 40 points, 10 boards, 9 assists. So near triple double. Anthony Davis had a solid game too, but it just seemed like no matter what the Lakers threw at Denver, Denver was able to answer.
That's right. And as you can see, we got the LeBron James basketball, LeBron James jersey. Got some throwback stuff here. And we got the Hollywood Globetrotters. Okay, this is lemon metal lock jersey, whatever. So you asked me a question about what do I feel about LeBron James and the Lakers?
Yeah, and the special guest that they had at their arena last night, and Kyrie Irving, which you saw him shaking his hands with LeBron James.
And just so you all know that's Kevin Durant's jersey, I'm asking him to drop his shoulder. Kevin Durant. All right, throwback when he played for Seattle Supersonics, which is now OKC, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so they just brought him down with the team.
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyway, here's what I say about, first of all, Denver is very solid. And I told this gentleman here, my co-host, that I was watching Denver. Golden State is my team, but I like the Denver Nuggets because of Jamal Murray. And I like the Golden State Warriors because of the Splash Brothers, Draymond, and I just like Steph Curry is an ambassador on the court and off.
Which is why he got the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award for social justice.
Yes, and we just found out today that's a new award, right?
It is.
And just so you all know, it's the first time someone received that award, correct?
I did my research on that, but I believe so.
Okay, because this is the first time I heard of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What's it called?
The Social Justice Award.
Social Justice. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, blessings to you, brother. I mean, like, he stood with Muhammad Ali back in the 60s. And he stayed a voice when there was time for a voice to be heard for equal justice and fair treatment. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has always been consistently taking a stance for the good. Not so much against something, but for what really is best for all of us to experience, equal justice. And so now they have an award named after him. And I'm not sure, on our next video, we'll have the answer if this is the first time an athlete, a basketball player, was awarded that award. We'll find that out. But right now, I'm very happy to know that one of my favorite players of all time received that award. And his name is Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, gosh, brother, keep being who you are. You're a blessing. You're a great athlete. And just so you know, I adopted you as a family member. So you got another family member over here. You're a class act. You're the best on and off the court as everything you're doing. Bless you and your family. I saw you walking after the first game you all won the Lakers with your wonderful son. And he looked just like you. Your son had an expression on his face like he just took care of business with you guys. And then he turned around and Klay Thompson was walking behind. He go, hey, that's Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson just waved at him. And just a beautiful picture, man, to see, you know, father and son together. And your son looks so connected and happy to be walking with you. And you just represent a lot of good as everything you are. I mean, you play the game well. Even Kobe Bryant even said, man, I really like Steph Curry, this guy. You can't figure him out. His expression doesn't change. And he's just assassin out there on the court. So you got to just who you are, brother. Blessings. I'm grateful to have you as adopted member of I Am Family. Okay? And keep up the good work. And yes, you deserve the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Award.
Yes.
Yes, you deserve that. Now, there's somebody else I know also deserves that. But you got wonderful first time. There's another young man that award would be fitting for, and his name is LeBron James. Because when LeBron has to speak up on something, he will speak up. And so I don't know if he'll get that award next year or somehow whatever, but LeBron does take a stand.
Yeah.
And I noticed that about him. He's, you know, I like LeBron, but when LeBron is playing Golden State, I'm going to go with my new adopted family member, Steph Curry, every time. And Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and the whole Golden State Warriors team. All right? And so, always a Bulls fan, Michael Jordan. So, Steve Kerr, hey, I cheered for you guys when you all were doing it up back in the 90s. So, you're a coach of a great team I like and great players I like. So, you guys are good. Now, please, I'm going to say this. You all going to probably see this video. If you guys can make that, what's that gentleman that plays for Bucks? Giannis?
Giannis, yes.
Yeah, Giannis, if you make that work.
Freak.
Yeah, the Greek freak. If you can make that work, you guys need a big man. If you look at the West Coast, you're not gonna get past the teams that have a big man. Anthony Davis, you know, if you don't have somebody I mean, Looney is a great power forward, but he needs to work in conjunction with a true 7-foot plus center. Okay, so I already said that you can go get Dwight Howard from across seas. I saw a picture of him. This guy is in great shape. Now, even if you get Giannis, get Dwight Howard as a backup. If you're not able to work out the deal to get Giannis, then bring over Dwight Howard with JaVale McGee. You have to get two so they can relieve each other. Dwight Howard with JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard with DeAndre Jordan. Now, if you get Giannis, then bring over Dwight Howard as Giannis relief. Dwight Howard got enough juice in his tank, man, to play another good 4 years at a high pace, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, he's keeping his body up, so don't focus on the age, focus on the performance. If the guy can give you the performance, if he's 45 or 50, and he's giving you 20 boards and 15 points, why are you focusing on his age? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he's productive, just keep him going until he's not productive. And then say, it wasn't because of your age that we let you go, it's because your productivity went down. You know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this note especially goes out to the NFL. Stop just leaving guys unprotected because they turn 35. I mean, you go back to the 80s, guys were playing until they were 40. Man, the Rams had a guy, I forget his name, Slay something or Slay, S-L-A-Y. That dude played till he was 40, and he was a top offensive lineman all the way up till he was 40.
Yeah, Slater or something.
Yeah.
Off
Yeah.
The 70s Rams.
That's right, man. So, yeah, so, you know.
Jack Slater, I think that was his name.
Yeah, so NFL, wake up. Okay, and stay up. What else you going to talk about?
So also, obviously the game is going on currently between Boston and Miami.
So you guys know I get my yoke in, okay? Go.
But before going into that, which Steph Curry predicted the sweep, and I definitely agree with him. I do believe if Miami stays focused, just based on how Game 3 went and the fact that they won those 2 games on the road, Miami should be able to sweep. As also, they've seen Denver do that. So, but kind of want to touch a little more on the Lakers and Denver series. I think there's a lot that goes into that. Just between the play of Jokic and Murray. Murray definitely stepped up, like he had a vengeance against the Lakers, and really outplayed their point guards, even at times when LeBron was on him. So we had a discussion earlier about like who are the top 5 point guards as far as
Sure. No. Let him see Emmitt Smith all the way. Emmitt Smith, one of the greatest running backs of all time. One of the greatest.
Yeah, the all-time leading rusher.
All-time leading rusher. And humble enough to say Walter Payton was the greatest. So that makes him even more great. So I just had to get you a full picture. Now, drop that shoulder so you can see Durant's jersey. Bam. Go ahead, finish talking. Apologize.
So
Dump that in there.
I always felt like Damian Lillard was a guy I put in my top 5, but
hey, listen. On that note, lots of love to Damian Lillard. Thank you, Damian Lillard. Keep doing your job. But so I said to my co-host, I said the top 5 right now have to be guys who can get to the championship. And Steph Curry is number 1 point guard, because he deserves to be number 1 talent-wise. Plus, he got 4 rings. The next point guard would be
Kyrie.
my next point guard. I would go ahead and say Kyrie Irving, because he has a championship ring already with LeBron. But my next guy in line would be Jamal Murray. But I'll go ahead and put Kyrie Irving ahead of him, because Jamal Murray is about to get his ring. Kyrie already has his ring. So that's the only reason I put Kyrie Irving above.
So making that prediction with Denver over Miami sounds like too.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to break that down a little bit. I will move Jamal Murray up over Kyrie Irving as he get the ring. And I'm saying this based on the team I'm looking at. I told my co-host, I said, listen, Denver is solid, man. When I saw Golden State, the only reason Golden State guys, listen to the organization, Mark McGuire, that's his name, McGuire?
Yes.
Yeah. You set your team up to fail when you sent them into the playoffs without a big man. When you sent them into the playoffs without a big man, you set them up to fail. Because somewhere down the line, they're going to meet AD. Or they're going to meet Jokic. Maybe even Ayton. Is this Ayton or Aiken?
Ayton.
Ayton. That guy's still a true center. And when you guys played Sacramento, there was a center.
Sabonis
7-1.
Yeah.
The games that they won, I bet you it's because Looney is a great power forward, but he's undersized for matching up with centers 7 feet and above. So that's unfair to ask Looney to play 7-foot centers, 7 feet and above centers, as a true, sincere, physically built power forward. Now, you match Looney up with any power forward, he's going to be top notch. But it's unfair to have him play guys like Anthony Davis, Ayton, and Jokic. It's unfair. Those guys are they're going to do that. Looney's going to do his best, but he's not going to come out on top. He's not going to equal. I already knew that when Denver and the Lakers played, I told my co-host, I said, Anthony Davis is not going to dominate that middle over Jokic. I knew that. He was not going to dominate the middle. Jokic is a great center. And let me just bring this up too. He's a gentleman as well.
Oh, yes. He gave Embiid.
What did he say about Embiid?
Basically, he just silenced the Embiid critics. So I'm pretty sure many of them, since Embiid did win the MVP this year, they did have a disappointing round 2 against Boston, being up 3-2 and dropping the last 2 games and not closing out, which led to the firing of Doc Rivers, which is very unfortunate. And right now with with Jokic, who won 2 years back-to-back prior seasons in the championship, I'm pretty sure the critics are all saying he could have won it a 3rd year in a row, but Jokic basically humbly saying Embiid was worthy of the MVP this year.
I mean, here's a guy who rightfully could have been the MVP. And he goes ahead and stands up for the guy who won the MVP over him. Okay? And he could have easily been like, well, here I'm in a championship series. Hold on 1 second. We're going to do one thing. I'm going to pause. Check the time. All right, guys, continue to record. I just stepped back in the camera. Check the time. The statement that Jokic made, the Western Conference MVP, who played very well all season to be the NBA MVP. However, Embiid got the award. Now, Embiid's team got knocked out the 2nd round. So a lot of comments were being made about Embiid. Maybe, I don't know what the comments were. Is he worthy of being MVP? Is Jokic still playing? Now he's going to the championship. And that was the guy who could have easily won that award, but they gave it to Embiid. And I felt, for me, that the award should have gone to Jokic. That's what I felt. However, because Embiid had some time off, and James Harden had to play a game without him, Embiid, one of the things I would say about him, because my co-host always talks to me about Embiid, and one of the things I said to him, I said, Embiid is a great player, great talent, but I wouldn't. It would be hard for me to pick him as a center because he constantly have these body issues that doesn't allow him to render his great talent consistently through a whole season. And when you contract a ball player, you're contracting them to play, for a whole season. You're not saying, oh yeah, by the way, you could take off 20 games with injuries. That's not what GMs or managers or presidents or owners are doing. So I feel it's to the players' responsibility to do all the things that you can and keep your body healthy so you can honor your contractual arrangement. And I feel with Embiid, with no criticism to him, a great player. I believe he might be a wonderful gentleman. I never met him. But if I have to make a decision to pick Embiid or Jokic, I'm going to go with Jokic because I'm going to be like, he's going to show up. He's going to play the whole season. Embiid, great player, but I already know from his past there's going to be some games he's going to miss. So Embiid, what I suggest you do if you listen to this recording, please get into meditation, man, so you can correct that issue. I will even say this. I'm going to go and pitch this out there. I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm just going to take a risk and put this out there. Scientology have a program called Dianetics. And Dianetics, they do auditing. They have you hold these cans. What happens with athletes, and this is what happened with Derrick Rose. I even got in touch with the Bulls to offer them some service to work with Derrick Rose. When a player gets hurt, that's an emotional experience. And the brain records that. And even though that player will heal from that first injury, it's locked in their brain, and their brain will play it back. I'm telling you some real stuff right here. And this is something the NFL and the NBA should be looking into because you can save a lot of money. Players sometimes re-injure themselves because of memory. Because of they have a neurological recording of an injury, and then somewhere in the season, their brain will recreate that situation again, and he's sitting out. And that's what's happening with Embiid, and that's what happened with Derrick Rose's entire career. If Derrick Rose had never been plagued with that experience, he would go down as one of the greatest point guards to ever come into the NBA, hands down, because his talent is superstar talent.
Yeah, 2010, 2011 MVP, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hand down. Now, there was a comment that Jokic, who most certainly could have been 3-time in a row MVP. Most certainly. Hands down. However, instead of him getting upset that Embiid got it, Jokic kept on playing, he stayed focused in the playoffs, getting his job done. And then when he heard comments made about Embiid getting the MVP, that he was probably undeserving, this is what Jokic said for Embiid. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, one, he started out with saying that he does not think about MVPs anymore, but he's felt that if people are just mean saying that Embiid shouldn't have won, I think he should have won. I think he was playing, if you watch it, extremely tough basketball through the whole season. So really just giving him credit right there. Very humble, very sportsmanlike kind of comment, especially while he's at the peak and pinnacle of his career currently. Mm-hmm. To take that time to still show sportsmanship and just humility towards Embiid. I don't know. I think that's very classy of him.
Very classy, especially since I don't believe in Jokic awareness. He was looking at Embiid being a competitor for the MVP with him. But I know commentators in the league, people and fans probably be like, oh, but Jokic was just, he shows up, like I hear people use the kind of statement, he's a lunch bucket type of guy. Man, he shows up to work, clock in, and he continues to perform well. I mean, you're not going to catch Jokic coming back too late off a lunch break. You're not going to catch him extending his lunch break or coming back off 15-minute break. That dude clock out, get his 15, and come back and go to work. And when they announced the Magic Johnson Award, I was feeling that award could have gone either way to Jamal Murray or Jokic. But when they went to Jokic, I was like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I can see why they picked him. but not so much that he did a better job than Jamal Murray, but that he was consistently being Yorkish. Some people call him the Joker, which I believe is a cool nickname. But I can see why they picked him. But it wasn't like a thing that he was playing better than Jamal Murray. So I like for Jamal Murray to hear. In this heart right here, the Magic Johnson MVP award goes to Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
Boom.
Yeah, they're tandem.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like with Jokic, he he averaged a triple double. I believe throughout definitely in this series, if not the whole playoffs. So I think just the level of consistency between rebounds, assists, and just he's consistently probably 20 or above in his point total. This is probably more likely why he was awarded that. But when you talk about the spark plug, I feel like he describes it best between the tandem of Murray and Jokic. But Murray definitely has like some of the more explosive games, and some of those wins that they had over LA, like the 4 threes he drained in the fourth quarter in Game 3, I believe, in LA.
Yeah.
And I believe he had 30 points in the second half. No, or was that Game 2 when he drained the 4 threes?
That was
and the
Game
last
2.
game.
I'm checking. Go ahead, keep going. Good. We got some time. I'm checking the time, so I'm gonna step out every now and then, just be improvisational. That's who I am. That's what I am. What I am, greatness.
I have that too, but yeah. So Murray, I believe, had the 4 threes in Game 2, in the fourth quarter, and then Game 3.
In total, he had 5 because I counted them. So when they were showing, because I saw they were showing his highlights, and I just counted each 3. So I counted 5. So he must have had 1 in the first half. Then he lit up and had 4.
Or 1 in the third quarter, and then 4 in the fourth.
You sure he only had 4 in the second half?
No, in the fourth quarter alone, he probably had 5 in that second half.
And then did he have any 3s in the first half?
No, he was cold in the first half.
Okay. So he had 5 threes in the second half because I counted 5. So when I saw the highlights, they must have shown the one from the third quarter too, right?
Right.
When he first started.
Because the Lakers got a chance to punch them in the mouth, which I know was Darvin Ham's statement, or throw the first punch. They got a chance to do that in Game 2, but because of Murray's fourth quarter performance, they erased that deficit. And then Game 3, I believe he got hot in LA in the first half.
Right, the first half.
Yeah.
And then he kind of cooled off in the second half. Then he came back toward the end of the game.
Right. Then they seen LeBron James go hot in the first half for 30-something points. But I believe that fourth quarter, their second half comeback was just a collective effort, which was Murray and Jokic and the whole team. Yeah. Including Aaron Gordon, who played a very big role.
That's right. And let's not forget about Porter Jr. He's good too.
Yeah,
he's a solid
Caldwell
player.
Pope.
Yeah. My 2 favorite teams in the West, Golden State first, and then Denver. Those 2 play each other. I'm going to be like, it's hard. I like LeBron James, so I kind of, now I'm not going to go with the Lakers over Golden State. So I was like, okay, I like LeBron James, so when he's playing someone else other than Golden State and Denver, okay, I'm cool going with him. But Denver and Golden State are my teams. Golden State is, those guys are not past their prime. They were at the peak. And you guys, please get, if you can work out that deal with Giannis, and definitely just get on the phone, find out how you can get in touch with Dwight Howard and get him back here on your squad, wearing a Golden State Warriors jersey alone. If you get the guy from Milwaukee Bucks, still have Dwight Howard his backup. If you get Dwight Howard, then bring over JaVale McGee as Dwight Howard's backup, or DeAndre Jordan. Now, JaVale McGee, I feel would be a better choice because he knows your system already. So I feel he would be a better choice. He would just be coming back home. Going back to Denver.
Yeah, but how do you describe Murray and Jokic? You said Murray is that.
Murray is to me, Jokic is a steady, strong transmission. And Jamal Murray is the engine. And both of them together will move any vehicle. And that vehicle being the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, I could say Jamal Murray is the transmission because he can shift gears, but Jokic had that ability as well. And most beings would probably say Jokic would be the engine because he's the leader. But I see Jamal Murray. Listen, I don't want to start that stuff, so whose team it is. I feel any player start focusing on stuff like that, you should put your plan out there and let people decide if they want to start talking about who the team. Somebody on the outside should say, "Oh, it's this person's team." But I don't believe that should be the focus, and I know that's not the focus of Jokic. He's not saying, "Oh, Denver is my team," or I know Jamal Murray is not even saying that. That's the humility about both of those guys and that team. I heard the coach speak. Denver Nuggets is a cohesive unit, and each player is fine with their contribution to making that unit work. So I still will say Jamal Murray is the engine. Jokic is that powerful transmission that has 5 or 6 gears he can switch to. Yes. And then the other players are the other parts of the motor that needs to be there to have that engine run and pull that vehicle called the Denver Nuggets.
Now, before we close out, because we only have less than 2 minutes,
Okay.
we got to give this Miami Heat and Boston series some kind of attention. I mean, the game is currently going. I'm picking Miami to complete the sweep today. First quarter already passed. Any final closing thoughts on another cohesive unit?
Yeah, you know, I like to say closing concepts, or I don't like to use the word TH. My co-host, he like to say, what do you THI and K, TH or UGHT? And I stay away from those type of terminology because I like to everything has to be here. So that's why I said, and as the heart I am, Jokic and Jamal Murray are both the Magic Johnson Western Conference MVP award winners, both of them. All right? That's what I saw. That's what I feel here. Now, it's easy for everybody to beat down on Boston, but I'm going to show a little love for Boston. I'm going to show a little love. Tatum, Brown, and Horford. You guys